Did Donald Trump declare war and strike a country? Or is he simply confused and have symptoms of the dementia that Dr. John Gartner spoke to us about yesterday? I don't know the answer. Let me explain what's going on. CNN a few days ago aired audio from a relatively obscure radio interview that Donald Trump did. And it should have set off an alarm bell in Washington and around the country because Donald Trump appears to casually say, oh, we have carried out land strikes in Venezuela. That would be a huge deal. No warning, no formal address, no clear explanation, just Trump going, oh, yeah, we've started a war. We are now bombing the land of Venezuela. And the terrifying part is that at the time, we didn't know whether this was another demented and addled utterance from Trump that might not comport with anything in the real world, or whether Donald Trump has actually launched a war against Venezuela without telling anybody. Let me play the clip for you. This is the moment in question.
And we just talked out, I don't know if you read or you saw, they have a big plant or a big facility where they send where the ships come from. 2 nights ago, we knocked that out. So we hit them very hard.
Now, CNN later was able to confirm that the CIA drone did strike in Venezuela earlier this month at a port facility on the Venezuelan coast. And according to multiple sources, the strike targeted a remote dock. It was believed to be used by the Venezuelan gang Tren de Aragua, or as Trump calls it, Tren de Aragua, to store and ship drugs. And there were no casualties, but this is the first known American attack on a land-based target in Venezuela. That is an escalation. That is not what the winner of the FIFA Peace Prize would be doing under the self-proclaimed headline of being the anti-war president. But Trump did not announce it like the commander-in-chief explaining a serious national security decision. Why did I do it? Here is the authorization that I saw it. And no, he kind of vaguely mentions it. He goes, by the way, we just knocked out a facility a couple days ago. In other words, Trump appears to acknowledge a covert strike, offering no details, no justification, no legal explanation, and no sense of the gravity of what he is doing. And then the interview just moved on. Now, maybe even more alarming is that Trump's statement of that came after he had already expanded CIA authority to conduct operations inside of Latin America, including these counter-narcotics boat strikes that we've been talking about. But officials have also openly admitted that the real goal here is to try to push regime change and to get Nicolas Maduro, the leader of Venezuela, to step aside. Now, as I've said before, if it's not counter-narcotics and it's just regime pressure, I'm against American involvement in regime change in Latin America. I'm from Argentina, and I know a little too much about how that goes. But I would rather the administration just be honest and not come up with this whole alleged counter-narcotics thing. Just tell me what you're really doing. Now, by the way that the public learned that this had taken place was an offhanded comment by Trump during a radio interview that was not predominant in the news cycle that day. And the other reason that this didn't get a lot of attention up front is we are so used to Trump being confused, addled, and feeble about what is even taking place that a lot of people heard this and thought Trump probably doesn't even really know that that happened. He's probably confused. It probably wasn't the land strike, or it probably wasn't Venezuela, or he's confused by what was going on in Nigeria rather than Venezuela. The assumption that there is cognitive decline, confusing Trump about what he is doing, held back this story from going mainstream. And that's a pattern that we've seen repeatedly. Trump makes a claim about bombing a country. He threatens someone with consequences. He takes military action. And then we wait for clarification from people who actually know what's going on, whether it's a administration aide or a general or an intelligence official, to tell us, yes, that is real, or no, that did not exactly happen. The U.S. has already destroyed more than 30 boats in international waters as part of the Venezuela campaign. There's been a blockade imposed on oil tankers. Military assets have been built up in the Caribbean. And Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth even compared drug traffickers to Al-Qaeda. So this is not nothing now that we know that there has been a land-based strike, and it is not the action of an anti-war president. The core sort of problem here is that we no longer can tell. Is Trump deliberately withholding information? Is he mistakenly and casually revealing classified operations? Or has Trump just lost track of what it is that is going on? When the president speaks, we shouldn't be in the position of saying, did Trump declare war? Does he not know what he's doing? Does he not know what his administration is doing? We need to wait for some kind of clarification. And the fact that this is now a legitimate question every time Trump says we have done something tells you a lot about what you need to know with regard to how dangerous this moment is. New war or dementia? Maybe it's both at the end of the day. A lot of people think identity theft is something that only happens when someone hacks into your account, but the truth is that it usually starts with your personal information being posted online by data brokers where anybody can find it. Our sponsor, Incogni, is a service that helps protect your privacy by forcing the data brokers to delete your information. This includes your name, address, phone number, even sensitive things like property records or your political affiliation. And now with their custom removals feature included in the unlimited plan, you're not limited to just the list of 250 plus brokers they work with by default. If you find any site exposing any of your private information, even one they've never seen before, you can send a link and Incogni's team will work to get that removed. This is serious protection for you and your family against identity theft, against fraud, doxing, harassment, and Incogni's data removal process is the only one independently verified by Deloitte. Get 60% off an annual plan when you visit incogni.com/Pakman and use the code Pakman. The link is in the description.